everything from academics to recruiting to on court. So, I think I bring a wide variety of things that I can add. And, I'm obviously in my second week here, so I'm still trying to figure out exactly what will be needed. And so whatever will be, asked of me, I'm very confident that I'll be able to do. Recruiting, skill development, relationships. So, just all those things, I'm very confident that I'll be able to fill in whatever's needed of me and my role here.
Well, I think you'll be very happy. It's not, we don't have a Dairy Queen to my knowledge, so we got a couple Chick-fil-A's on that side. So it's not Charleston, but,
Yeah, we've got a couple. We only had a couple places in Charleston, so.
All those days to hit the track.
Yeah,
track.
I don't eat much fast food anymore, so hopefully I don't have to worry about that.
You mentioned you feel confident you'll be able to fill in a number of areas. Is there any one thing you're most excited about? Is it recruiting? Is it skill development? Is any one piece that stands out?
You know what? The overall job job of an assistant. Obviously, I love the recruiting piece. I'm a big relationship guy, so the recruiting piece is something that I'm always excited about. But then, too, getting the chance to work with such high-level players, the Mark Mitchells, the Cal Filipowskis of the world, the Jared McCains, Tyrese Proctor. So the opportunity to be able to help those guys reach their ultimate goal is something I'm really looking forward to.
There's so many guys back from last year's team, 8 players back. We were talking to Shire about it. What's your initial reaction or feelings about the group that you've been around and what you see from them on the court in some practices?
So the one thing that stuck out to me, I think my first week here, my first day here, I got up and I got a workout in pretty early in the gym. I would say I walked in the building about 6:15 in the morning to get a workout in, and we probably had 6 guys in the gym in full lathers already. So the one thing that really excites me is how hard these guys work and how committed these guys are to not only the program, but to developing their own set of skills. And so I hadn't seen that before. I've been in the business a long time. I hadn't seen where it was 6 or 7 guys in the gym in full lathers by 6:15 in the morning. And that continued on every day until those guys went away for break. So that's one. 2, the level of skill that this team has, the depth. So those things combined really get me excited about this group. Now again, I'm speaking off about a week and a half of being around them. So, but that's what stood out initially.
John had mentioned that he anticipates you'll be doing a lot of work with the wings. That's obviously someone you have familiarity with. When you are in that development process with the wings, what are some of the skills that you're prioritizing? What are the things that you think are most essential just from a development standpoint?
The ball handling piece is important. Being able to take the ball and get into the paint, driving closeouts, playing out of closeouts, being able to make shots. I mean, that's going to be very important too, with Tyrese's ability to pass, Jared's ability to pass, Caleb's ability to pass. Those wings have to really be able to step in and make some open shots. And so, shooting, ball handling, passing, those things, it's funny. I think those things get overlooked at times because they seem so basic. But just the ball handling and passing, that skill set to be able to create offense is something that I think we're really working on.
You mentioned your recruiting. You have a reputation of being an elite recruiter. You helped Chris Collins put together the best team in Northwestern history.
Yes.
But Duke's is different now. You'll be recruiting top 15, top 20 McDonald's All-Americans against Kentucky and Kansas and Villanova.
Yep.
Does it make it easy for you to go out and sell Duke? I mean, you haven't had a chance to do that, but just projecting in the future, how is recruiting at Duke going to be different than recruiting in some of the other places you've been?
So I've hit the ground recruiting a little bit, so I have a little bit of, it's been about a week and a half experience that I have with it. Not easy. So recruiting is never easy. Obviously, everybody at this level, I always say this to young guys, when you get to this level, it's the best of the best. So you're recruiting against guys that have deep relationship as well. So it won't be easy, but yes, of course, there's some things about Duke that makes it a little easier to sell than the other places that I've been. In terms of recruiting top 15, top 10 kids, it's what I've been saying the whole time. It's not the level of player, it's about the relationship that you have with that inner circle of that player has. And that's something that I've developed over the years, is that I'm not, I'm very confident in my relationships I'm very confident in my ability to be able to identify high-level talent. So, I'm not as worried about that. But like I said, recruiting is never easy. You got to beat out some high-level schools, some high-level universities, and some high-level coaches. So,
Has NIL changed how you recruit?
yes, of course, for everyone. And I'm obviously still getting, every university operates differently with that. So that's a piece I'm still getting my hands wrapped around as I've been here about, our NIL situation. But yeah, it's definitely changed the way everyone recruits now.
Are you pretty good at sniffing out players with entourages who have their hand out under the table? Can you see that coming?
I can see that coming a mile away. And these days, they don't hide it. You don't have to sniff it out as much.
I know it's only been a couple weeks, but is there any misconceptions or anything that you've had about Duke that's been kind of dispelled over the last couple weeks that you've seen since you've been here?
I wouldn't say misconceptions. I do. Duke kind of operates amongst each other, so I can't say that I knew the ins and out. But I tell you what, it's been. As the new guy, you're always worried about how you'll be accepted coming in, especially at a place like Duke where it's only been kind of guys in the family that's worked here. And so that was obviously some nervous stomach. The only person I knew really coming in was Coach. But the way that I've been accepted on campus, the way I've been accepted throughout the athletic department, how genuinely nice everyone has been, that's been very welcoming for me and my wife, and have made the transition a lot easier.
For being around other coaches who have played at a high level.
I'm the worst player. Go ahead and say it.
Well, no, I was gonna say that. But I was going to say, just with the basketball knowledge there, just from playing, not just being a coach, how different is that from this approach with this staff?
Man, it's been amazing. I mean, I think Jay, Sewell, and Will are probably already tired of me in 1 week and a half, because I wish you could ask Sewell after you leave how many stories I asked him to give me about the players he's coached, his playing days. So I think literally the wealth of knowledge between the guys that I've worked with in terms of their playing days and their coaching days has been unbelievable. So Will and Sewell probably are so tired of me right now. So.
Did you have any other connections to North Carolina before you came here? Any times you visited where? Okay.
None. It's I say that this is the second move I've made. Well, I don't think I've spent more than a day in the area in my life. So Oklahoma was the first. I was really worried about that. And then coming here was the second. I had no prior connection or knowledge really to the area. And it's been, I love it. I've explored a couple restaurants, been downtown a little bit, so I've been, pleasantly surprised by Durham.
What's been your favorite restaurant so far?
Chicago people gonna hate me for saying this, but Pizzeria Toro. Now you got to think we're real pizza snobs in Chicago, but I've loved Pizzeria Toro. I've been there probably 3 times in the last, and Juju. So Juju and Pizzeria Toro have probably been 5 times in the last week and a half. So I'm wearing them out.
You mentioned